Alright guys, welcome back to another game room tour. So I'm almost done my game room. I have a few more things I want to do, and as I was sitting here thinking, I was like, hey, I got a new phone. I kind of want to see what the video quality looks like, and I figured I'll do a short little game room tour. So, let's start off. Do a little recap of the whole room. Okay, so first up, let's do my Nintendo wall. So right here, I have my Wii U and Switch games. Then I work my way down to my Wii. I got my GameCube, my Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, DS, 3DS, and then Game Boy Advance all the way over there. And I keep some DVDs on the bottom shelf. I don't really grab the DVDs very often, so it's kind of, I keep them down there facing kind of up so I can kind of see them as I walking by. I didn't want to have my video games on the bottom shelf because I didn't want any type of water damage or anything, because it is technically a basement, so better safe than sorry. So right here, go over some of my favorite titles. Eternal Darkness, obviously Legend of Zelda, Luigi's Mansion, Resident Evil, Skies Arcadia, great game, Sonic, and Smash Bros. Pretty much what I'm doing right here is I have my games kind of where I think they're going to be, and I'm spreading them out by having the cases facing me like that. That way, as I get more and more games, they'll end up looking more like this, and I won't have to move it in the future. Basically, I planned out where I want most of my games to be, and that way, as I get more, just flip them around, and hopefully won't have to move them. I mean, if I have enough Wii U games to fill this entire shelf, I probably have a lot of junk titles to go along with it. So, it's kind of like, I plan it out a little bit. My Switch is probably going to need a space, but I do have more shelf space that is available. But I feel like it's probably going to be a while before I get enough Switch games to matter, because I don't like buying brand new games until they're at least under $20. So, let's work our way over here. We have my handy dandy light source and PS2, which my PlayStation doesn't really have a wall, but my PlayStation games, PS2 here, and then on the other side of the Nintendo wall, I put my PlayStation, a couple of my favorite games. Can't go wrong with Mirror's Edge, in my opinion. And then at the bottom, got my PSP and a little bit of my N-Gage. Really didn't know where else to put my N-Gage, so I figured that little spot will take care of. And then I kind of built a little shelf right here for all my knick-knack stuff that I'll keep there until I get too many knickknacks, and then I'll just have to get rid of them somehow. But I kind of don't like the clutter, so I figured, there we go. All right, and then we have my Sega wall. Pretty much the same thing as my Nintendo wall. I started out with basically a row of my 8-bit, Master Systems, Game Gear, Sega Dreamcast, Sega Genesis, Sega CD, Sega Saturn on the bottom shelf. And looking at the shelf, there's enough room to grow and not have to worry about fixing it later on. That's the plan. I figured Dreamcast should never take up more than one shelf, unless I do actually ever get a complete set, but even so, it should fill up most of that shelf. And then at the top is where I keep my empty boxes. Some of them are empty, but I like them. They're like box art. And I'll probably do a little at the end focus on these more with the camera so you can see each individual game. And then on my other wall, I got kind of my PS4. Well, actually, my PlayStation 1. These are cases, the game complete in box. And these are homemade DVD cases. That way I know which ones I need to move over here when I have new cases for them. And then this part is kind of my PS4, my Xbox One. Since I don't have so many, I figured this little spot's fine in between, some of the more enjoyable things of my collection that I like. Shenmue 1 and 2 from Japan. Some Laserdisc. Get Smart. Great show. Yeah. So, and then right here, we have my retro corner. So I have my 27-inch CRT TV. And then homemade shelves I made for my consoles. Starting at the bottom. My ColecoVision, Sega Masters, Dreamcast and Saturn, Super Nintendo and N64, some of my handhelds, and my camera that I use for mostly filming. Like I said, this one's just a test to see how good my cell phone camera is now. So, when I'm doing some pickups real quick, I have a camera on me that hopefully will look good when I get into editing. So we'll find out later. Let me know. All right, and then we have my Sega Genesis. Well, Sonic. Apparently it's not going to work. Yeah, there we go. And on this side, we all know what this is. Breath of the Wild, Master Edition. Little Mario, Power Rangers. And then this is the other side of my retro setup. Got my Nomad, my Game Gear, my Sega Genesis 32X, and CD. Right now I'm working on my Sega Genesis because the controller ports are broken. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Wii, regular Nintendo, and my Xbox. And a power box to switch each one on. Alright, so we got one more wall to look at. And this is my current video game setup. So, we have my 55-inch television, my center speaker, and then the new stand I just built for all my new consoles. It's not complete yet. Still got to put some inner shelves right here, but it's holding up fine. So I got my controllers, PS3, PS4, PSVR, the PS4 Pro, Xbox 360, VCR, because, I love my VCR collection, if you can't tell with all of them right there, plus the ones over there. HD DVD player, power box, another power, and my surround sound receiver. So, then we got over here, got my Lethal Enforcer, more of my DVDs. These ones are kind of the ones that I will watch more often. My left and right speakers. Got those from my old days of working in Circuit City when, they gave you a great deal on buying equipment. Then up here, more of my open boxes. And behind the TV, I have more shelving. And this is more for, PC games. Games that I'm not going to grab too often. Just so they have a spot. As of right now, I still don't know what to put here, so it's kind of just a filler shelf as I continue the move, or continue the renovation. Basically, they don't have a spot yet, but as I finish moving the stuff where they want, this will get into places. So yeah, quick little 2019 video game tour. I'm still doing some more shelving, probably on this wall, but I figured that's probably going to be a couple months from now, maybe a couple weeks, who knows. Sometimes things get in the way. So I figured I'd do a quick little game tour. And yeah, so that's the game room tour. And stick around for a little bit longer. I'll do a little more footage of each section so you can see the games a little bit better. Oh, I forgot about this section. So this is my Xbox and Xbox 360 section. So I have my Xbox right here, and Xbox 360 is right over here. And right here, Atari 800, Atari 5200, and they kind of just sit right underneath the big screen TV. So yeah, all right. So that's the game room tour, guys, and stick around and see individual sections.